early stage biotech companies raise money, find VCs, get funding, especially at those critical inflection points. So can you tell us your name and who you are and what you're doing?
Sure. Hi, my name is Jacob Glanville. I'm the founder and CEO of Centivax. We're a broad spectrum vaccine company. We have a platform that enables us to produce vaccines that go after the conserved sites on mutating viruses like flu, coronavirus, HIV, and many others.
That's incredible. So what kind of clients or companies do you work with typically? Do you have any?
Our clients are the human population. We would partner with large pharmaceutical companies, things like J&J or Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, groups like that. But the purpose of vaccines is to have a $20, $25 intervention that could save a life and be able to produce billions of doses. So those are ultimately our clients.
Absolutely, and part of that is the innovation cycle of getting vaccines. So do you see early stage companies spending time on vaccine innovation?
Sure. I mean, we're an example of it, and there's a number of others. So there's companies out there that are taking advantage of the zeitgeist of a golden age in vaccine science, brought upon partially by the pandemic, but also because of the biotechnology golden age that we've been living in, to do a bunch of cool new innovations in delivery, mRNA delivery, manipulating the composition or adjuvanting, using new engineered cells for delivering antigen oral delivery. It's kind of a golden age in vaccine science as well, and we see lots of great companies doing cool work with it.
Interesting. So when you were a younger company, what were some of the challenges you had in terms of fundraising or funding or financing that you can share with us? Oh,
sure. I mean, that's the biggest risk of any new company is bringing in the money. So we were pretty fortunate. We brought in $14.5 million in non-dilutive from the Gates Foundation, the National Institute of Health, the Department of Defense, the Navy, the Army, Nimble, a couple other organizations. We also brought in $14.5 million in sort of seed money from $14.9 million in seed. We have great investors like NFX and the Global Health Investment Corporation, which is basically Barta Ventures, as well as about 4.9 in friends and family and a pre-money safe. And so, it takes time. You've got to build these things up. I think we're fortunate that we work in an area where the United States government and the world recognizes there's a big problem. We don't want to have another pandemic if we can avoid it, and we want more broad spectrum vaccines. But that said, it's work. It's a hustle. We're actually in the middle of a Series A right now, and so we're probably meeting with say 12 companies in a week at least, and talking with those different firms to be able to set up a good round.
That's awesome. Can you give some advice for some early stage founders?
Sure. Before you even start your company, sit down and figure out what is your value proposition, what are those major inflection points, are you building what is needed, and then go contact the people you think you may not need to reach out to yet. Talk to them now. Have that early conversation with who your market's going to be to make sure you're not building not the right direction towards what you need to build towards. I would say also talk to VCs early. Find some VCs to talk to where you're not trying to pitch them, you just want advice. And make sure that you're building towards what matters. You're focusing on inflection points, value proposition, fundamentals. You want to have a good story, but don't do the thing that they do in Silicon Valley and build it on top of fluff and hope that the reality catches up. Like, have good fundamentals and don't neglect that. And I think those early relationships with your market, with money and investment in fundamentals is going to serve you really well.
That's amazing. I really appreciate that.
Hey.
Thank you so much.